Welcome back, Shane Ginsberg, who is the founder of Street Polar and one of the first people to start telling me about Polymarket and Kalshi. You actually work with these brands now. But I think this is interesting.
Polymarket.
Polymarket, okay, not Kalshi, I'm sorry, but Polymarket. But what's interesting, Shane, and you experience this when you guys are out on the street, these are people taking actual action. They have skin in the game, which is a pretty good indicator on where things are going.
And that's why they work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it predicts everything with a 98% accuracy 3 weeks before it happens. You know, Biden dropping out, Trump winning, Kamala Harris becoming the nominee. All of these events just get predicted because people are putting their money where their mouth is versus a traditional CNN or WaPo poll that who knows how many people they actually spoke with, right?
Right. And how those questions are posed, too, are oftentimes geared towards a certain outcome rather than finding the truth. A lot of our audience might be familiar with your videos online. What is interesting to me is how you take those real-world experiences and put them online, which is sort of a new trend in this space.
Yeah, you know, and I like to say I was at the forefront of it. You know, look, street interviews have been, you guys run them on Newsmax, sure, right? Street interviews have been a content format for hundreds and hundreds of years. But what we do at Street Polar is we take those reactions and we turn them into paid ad creatives and also, you know, viral organic awareness campaigns, right? And we do that on top of our organic strategy, which is the real mission of the company is just to give the streets a voice, right? And a voice to the people.
Do you think there is kind of an awakening happening now when we see the insanity of a lot of the online content we watch? I mean, some of these influencers have no real-world experience. They never go outside. They've never had a real job in their lives, but yet they are given an immense amount of power and influence, money. Why? Why do we see this? And do you think we're at the kind of brink of a revolution on that front?
I think that what happens is that there's a lot of people that are like lonely. I mean, loneliness is at an all-time high. Technology has never been the way that it was. Everyone has a phone in their pocket, and they can get information at a speed which used to take weeks or months or just didn't even exist. So the way that travels, and then people spend more time talking to their friends on their phone than they do face-to-face. You know, like it almost feels a bit awkward to be here in the studio. Like you had all these other people in panels, right? They're all virtual. But it's like they're in the room. So I think that what's happening there is people are gravitating towards whoever builds the best sort of community. And that's what they're really good at doing on the socialist side. It's like they're really good at saying free stuff. And when you're a young kid, you know, that looks and sees an uphill battle, it's hard to not want to go that route, right? Versus the other side that's like build, grind, have blood, sweat, and tears, you know, and then maybe you'll win in a couple years, maybe.
I think what you said is very important. It's easier to have the guests remote, of course, but I seek out people like yourself who can come into the studio. I think these face-to-face conversations are more important than ever. I'm sure that's the same for you and why you started Street Polar.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we look, and it kind of like happened in an interesting way. I didn't predict AI to be the way that it was, where 80% of the content that's generated online is AI generated, right? But people don't trust that.
Right.
Like you can see a video and you're like, is this AI? I don't know what I'm looking at, you know? So I think that there's a real shift to humanity. When all of these people are investing in AI, chips, infrastructure, we're investing in humans, which is paying off pretty nicely right now.
And I met you at Mar-a-Lago at an event, and this was just, I guess, a concept at that time. And you now said you have over 50 employees at Street Polar. What does the future hold for Street Polar?
The future, I mean, we're going to have Street Polars in every major city across the globe. It's really like a 20 to 25 year build out, but I'm sure we'll look back on this. And hopefully my thesis will be proven right. I think that over time, there's just going to be more and more gravitation towards humanity. So again, that's the bet I'm taking. While everyone's going with AI, we're going with the humans.
I hope you're right. And I think I would like to bet on humans too. And I think it's a great investment. And I hope you're right that we're not going to become slaves to the robots, as been, you know, Terminator and all their other movies, 2001 Space Odyssey, have predicted.
They say that to sell more tokens. They just want to sell more tokens. That's it.
Well, Shane, thank you very much for coming in today. Great to see you. Best of luck in the future, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
All right.